Welcome once again from Wing Stadium in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's the 2015 USA Curling National Championships. My name is Joe Calabrese, and alongside me for this 4 o'clock draw is Skip Brady Clark and our commander Brady Clark, as we've been told to call him, and our producer BA Brian Anderson. We have a great matchup for you today. It's Eileen Sormunen versus Patty Lank, two 3-1 teams looking to improve on their records and keep pace with Erica Brown, who's leading the pack at 4-0. Brady, these two teams come out of the gates humming, and let's meet them right now.
Hi, I'm Eileen. I am the skip of Team Sormunen, and my lead is Vicky Persinger, second Tara Peterson, third Monica Walker.
Hi, I'm Patty, skip of Team Lank. My lead is Madison Lank, my daughter. My second is Anna Bowman, and my third is Maureen Stolt. Our coach is Pete Stolt, Maureen's husband.
So right out of the gate, we have got some rocks have been played. They've been in the house, so trading hits here. Looks like Patty makes a hit, rolls out. So wide open first end here, Brady.
Yeah, it's not real surprising, just a real open game. A lot of these girls' teams, I think, like to just kind of get the flow, and, you can't really blame them. On the side of the Sormunen team, they're going to put up a corner guard now, and maybe we'll get a few rocks in play, see how it goes.
Sormunen playing the Red Rocks has the hammer here in the first. Lank's going to be playing the Yellow Stones.
Where you want it short? Okay. 3, 2, 3. Set 3. It's really cutting.
So Persinger looking to
Yep.
put up the corner guard. Looking pretty good.
A little slow.
Be interesting to see what Patty decides, if she wants to go up there and take the corner off, or if she's going to go around it. She's going to play the peel.
Yeah, and the seems to be the MO early for a lot of these teams, like you said. Play it open early.
Except for me and our team. We've been trying to be aggressive and
Trying to complicate matters.
that's right. Not sure it's worked out too well, considering that we're 0-4, but little nose on the peel there, and we'll give the Sormunen rink an opportunity here to come around. And so Tara's going to be throwing an intern draw. And the ice this week, Joe, I don't know if you've talked with some of the other athletes, but it's been fantastic. Dave Stavatag and their crew has just done an amazing job. Last draw was a little slower, probably about a second slower than it had been. But we've been seeing upwards of 27.5 seconds.
Yeah, it's been pretty consistent from what we have been hearing on the split times back to hog. Sort of 4-4-1, very controllable draw weight.
Yep, definitely, and definitely throw it to the sweepers and let them do some work.
That one drifts right on through, and Patty changing strategies here. Instead of peeling off her own, she's gonna put one on the open side.
And Anna being asked to throw one over there to side 4, and
so the other games being played out here over on sheet A, Debbie McCormick is playing the Anderson Christensen rink. I'm not sure who's skipping this game. Looks like Christensen, I believe. Yep, I see both Andersons sweeping, so looks like Christensen's back in the house. I think that was the plan all along, based on what I talked to John Benton about a couple days ago. Then over here on sheet B, Erica Brown undefeated so far, playing Kate Burt. And over on sheet D, Nina Roth is playing Jordan Moulton, and that's going to be our secondary game. And over on sheet E, it's Michai versus Wapala. Two teams really struggling so far. Just one win between them.
yeah, we'll take a quick rundown of the standings. Actually, we've got the Erica Brown rink at 4-0, Corey Christensen, Patty Lank, and Aileen Sormunen all at 3-1, tied for second place. Then we've got Debbie McCormick and Nina Roth at 2-2, followed by Kate Burt, Jordan Moulton, and Kim Wapala at 1-3, and Trance Michai at 0-4. So,
yeah. So, little congestion there in the chase, but right now we've got 4 teams above 500 and then 4 teams below 500. Pretty much the way it ought to be.
It seems like it's working out perfectly, isn't it?
Yep.
There.
Couple teams trying to get back into it. McCormick can do herself a lot of favors if she can beat Christensen. Kind of even things out between those 2 teams.
That's a good point. That's a big game for Debbie and her crew.
Yeah, it's almost a must-win. You gotta beat the teams ahead of you at this point if you're just at 500.
Monica with a nice hit and stick on the intern there, and Maureen's going to be coming up with an intern, and just real simple end over here. Continuing.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Yep. Right up.
Good sweeping here. Gonna save this rock.
Good sweep.
So Sormunen could just draw around this guard. Apparently they're gonna hit.
Not too surprising, just the way they've played this end so far, just kind of sticking with that strategy and see if they get an opportunity maybe for a free shot under there. Otherwise, I think they're just going to play that hit and stick and force Patty to follow suit.
Rolls back to the middle. This is Patty's first rock of the end. Into skip stones now.
It's got to be kind of rewarding for Patty to have the opportunity to get to play with her a daughter, and this time playing with Madison.
Yep.
You know, kind of fun. I think she's around 23 years old, and I think off at college right now. That's pretty cool. I think it'll be a lot of fun for myself. Like, I have a 3-year-old son.
Yeah.
I just hope that I'm able to still curl, that my body still lets me curl at that age.
Yeah, a lot of family connections here at Nationals. Sisters, brother, sisters combinations, mother-daughter.
Patty still just throws such a good rock and making lots of shots. And
Yeah, took the year off last year. She's back in it now. They accumulated a few points out there on the tour this year. Their world ranking's 96 in the world. They're 6th ranked
I think they do.
out of 10 teams here. Meanwhile, Sormunen, 2nd ranked here, 37th in the world.
how many points does the Sormunen rank out?
So boy, Sormunen has 27 and a quarter points. Lank has 6.65 points. I
Okay.
don't know how you get to the 6.5 point, but that's how it worked out.
Yeah. And what about the Roth rink?
Roth is sitting atop at 34 and 2/3.
All right, so both of those teams have a pretty sizable lead on the rest of the field.
Yep. Either of them wins Nationals, they're definitely going to Worlds.
Any roll back.
They need a top 3 finish.
Need a top 3 finish, and depending on the results of the other HP team, will determine who's going for Worlds. So
Yeah. If both Roth and Sormunen were to drop out of the top 3, kind of opens things up for pretty much everybody else in the field, I think. So
yeah, both of those teams have had a great year on the tour, and they've played a lot of spiels and been getting around, playing international competition, and it's great to see our teams really stepping up and getting that travel and playing against other top teams around the world.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
yeah, getting out on tour has really improved the world rankings for a number of teams. Looking at your world ranking right now, I see it as 30.
Yeah, we've finished. We're 30th coming into this event, and you know it's an 0-4 start, 30th in the world. You know, 30th back a few years was pretty high for a U.S. team, and
Yeah.
now we've got 3 teams that are higher than us. We've got John at around 22, and
Yep.
I think Heater around 24, and Craig at 26, and our team at 30th. So yeah, we've it's been a good year, I think, for teams on the tour, and obviously John and McCormick, both the Schuster and the McCormick rinks have had, you know, great seasons as far as points, and that's great to see.
So we're now to the Hammerstone here for Eileen, looking to blank this end.
Yep.
Looks like she might have thrown that one a little bit in towards the broom. We'll see if they're able to hold it.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, got it.
No problem there. And blanks the first end. It's going to carry that hammer over to the second end. Eileen Sormunen and Patty Lank tied at 0. So many generous donors from the curling community contributed to ensuring that the 2015 USA Curling Nationals were available to you through this web stream. At this time, we want to thank and recognize a few of the donors who contributed to the program with a gift of $1,000 or more. Thank you to Robert Bridgman, David Flippo, Dean Gemmel, Rich Lepping, Ben Tucker, Russ Lemke, and Bill Peskoff. Thanks so much. We really do appreciate it. And man sitting next to me is in that next category. Thanks, Brady. You've been a long-time supporter of what we've been doing, and not only donating your talent, but donating some cash. Thanks so much.
Talent, that's pretty funny. I love that. You know, I love on these boxes in the booth here, we put talent. It makes me laugh every time. But yeah, no, thanks guys. It's you guys do an amazing service to provide this to all of us across the country as well as around the world, and more than happy to support that effort. It was great to see people be able to step up and support it, so that, you know, we knew that it was going to happen. So thank you to you guys.
Clean. Yeah. 7, 8,
So
8.
Patty's going to call it back to the top 4,
On its own.
and
See how long they want to continue this strategy of just hitting.
Hey, Maddie.
This one drifting to the back. Might not need to hit this.
not at all. Should probably go up with the corner, even if it slides through on Madison.
So a free corner guard here, no repercussion for Vicky.
A little bit of a Alaska connection. If you guys have looked around at a lot of different teams between the men's and the women's field, there's quite a few Alaska people that have grown up and came out of Alaska. So Vicky's one of them, and she's going to be playing mixed along with Greg Persinger and Chad Persinger and Tina Persinger. So they're going to have an all Persinger team at the mixed nationals.
Nice.
So should be a tough team.
I keep trying to convince the Andersons that Brian Anderson ought to be somebody on their team, but never gets picked up. I don't understand.
You know, I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
BA's got talent.
He's a solid lead.
All right.
So corner guard goes up now. This is forcing Patty to play center guard rather than coming in. So at least that was the plan.
5.
This does look like sliding into the house. Madison a little deep on this one.
Hey, Maddie. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good adjustment.
Certainly allows for an opportunity for Aileen to play a little hit and roll and try to set up a fairly simple deuce. Not much risk here. And
You know, we talked a little bit before about the Anchorage club needing some help. Their ice plant, I think, failed on them and kind of caused a flood in their facility. I know that there's an effort to try to rebuild. So if you're out there, I'm sure you can find the information out there online. People who support us are the types of people who would want to support that effort. I want to make sure it's put out there that it's needed.
yeah, they're trying to raise about 700,000 or no 70,000.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
to sort of dig up some of the plant and rebuild. I had heard that what they were doing in the meantime was, I think they had converted some sort of tennis court or something to outside. But it's not the same, and everybody knows that, so I'd love to help them out if we can.
Just exchanging hits here so far, and nobody's been able to get that roll yet. It's been a little elusive. Tara coming up with an out turn, and
Yep. No roll. Set.
So there's the roll underneath. So looks like Patty's going to make the short run here, asking Anna Bauman to make this run. She started a little inside and then kind of pitched it out a bit. Didn't touch it the whole way, and
just
over the top.
Yep. So Lean's going to put up the corner guard again and just cover that rock. I like this call. I like this call a lot. You know, a lot of people like to split the rings. I think it's just a little too early to be splitting the rings at this level. So good to see her doing this, because even if you don't get it perfectly guarded, if they hit and roll out or something, you just come back around your corner guard. So
Yeah, the depth on this probably pretty important too, Brady, wouldn't it be?
I definitely agree with you, Joe. Gotta keep that fairly high. Looks like we've
If they change the plan here, try to come around it.
Yep, all the way back, all the way back. Right back, yep.
Was an alert call there by Sormunen.
that was good communication. You know, that's where it's so important the sweepers give that wake call early. They did a great job. Aileen said, all right, let's go to plan B and get that just around there.
So this is Maureen Stolt looking to make the run back. They haven't brushed this at all yet either. It's hanging out there. Knocks that out of play. Just that one Sormunen rock in the back 8 foot. Now they're going to look to split.
Yep, and that's you know, it's a couple rocks later in the end, and go split it, trying to get those rocks even in the back of the house like that, or else up at the top 12. So, and Monica Walker, you know, out of Boston, Massachusetts. Her sister Jillian recently relocated out to the Seattle area.
Oh, yeah?
And we picked her up, and she played down with us for mixed state playdowns. And she's just a great addition, really just a nice gal, and fit in real well with our team. And so we're excited to go back to mixed nationals at the end of March, early April.
Looking for another title, huh?
You know what? It's really exciting. There's the new, you know, a few years ago we were talking about we'd love to have a mixed worlds. And, you know, 10 years ago we started talking about this championship, and there was talk about whether we should just have one and run one on our own. We were looking into that. Talked to the World Curling Federation, you know, 10 years later now.
Yeah,
you know,
now it's real.
Now it's coming together, and there's going to be a world championship in September over in Switzerland. So whoever wins our mixed nationals will be going to the World Championship. It is definitely exciting, Joe.
Oh,
Ooh,
boy.
wow, Marine's got a real tight one. Ooh, wow. That one really tracked, you know.
Yeah, and so this is really, inches really matter here. So that one just missed by probably less than an inch. There's one in the back 12 there that's just touching by by just an inch. And now Sormunen has a chance to set up a 3-point end.
Yeah, that was a you know, great call on just a couple inches there. I mean, literally Monica's hangs on by
Just a
the
fraction.
edge of the rock.
Yeah.
And now she's got an opportunity to draw in here and set up a 3.
One or the other. No.
But Patty says, that's all right. I'll go see if I can't make a couple doubles. So we'll see what Patty can do here.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think they were hoping for it to be a little higher here. This is a shorter run.
Sorry.
Might even be able to roll your shooter a little bit towards the one that's in the back 8.
Well, yeah, and that's why all the weight came off.
So looking around the scoreboards here, McCormick took one with the hammer in the first against Christensen. Brown took 2 in the first over Burt. Nina Roth stole 1 in the first against Moulton, and it's a blank end over there on sheet E. So a few scores in the books already.
Yes! Whoa, 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 whoa! Yes! Yup! Nice shot, Patty.
Oh, look at that. Makes the
Beautiful
double.
shot.
Rolls it towards that one six-shot rock, so Eileen's going to have to deal with it instead of
10?
looking at a 3. Patty could get out of this just giving up a deuce.
That was a nice call, line call by Maureen there. She saw the line, she was calling it. Patty called him off, and Maureen stuck with her call, and they just made the double.
Yep.
Like to see that when your thirds are, helping the skips out. Skips, we sometimes like to think we're
know it
accurate,
all.
but,
That's right.
It's great to have a third that really reads the line well and reads your rocks, and definitely have that. The top teams have that. So.
Mhm.
Close, yep. Easy. Okay, well then.
Needs to stick around here.
Yep. Roll.
Was originally looking for some roll, but gets a whole lot of no's. I don't think that's a bad result at all.
Yeah, Patty's just going to be forced to play a hit and roll, and regardless of what her roll goes, Aileen's going to have a shot for 2.
Where was it?
So.
Yeah, I think that was a good 10. Yeah. Actually, yeah, good point. maybe it was.
I think it's really important here for Patty to really stay focused on sticking around. The roll is great, make that shot tough, but don't hit and roll out. Sometimes you get so aggressive going for that roll that you roll too far. It'd be great just to see her stick around. If she gets a perfect roll, that's great. Nicely done.
Really nice shot there. Doesn't quite cover the whole rock, but put it in a good spot where an overcurl jams.
So Aileen's going to be throwing a in-turn hit.
Pretty good recovery there by Patty after that air ball.
Yeah, I mean, you make a nice double and you make a nice hit and roll.
Yep.
As a skip, you got to feel pretty good, building some confidence there. And from Aileen's end, she's happy to get it if she can make
absolutely.
this shot and execute and get a nice 2. Nice control hit weight coming down, and Tara's in the house.
Yep. Hurry! Hurry hard! Yes!
Looks like they got it. Yeah.
Hurry! Yes!
Oh, good sweeping there. Maintains the 2. And Eileen Sormunen is going to take a 2-0 lead over Patty Lank. Lank will get the hammer in the third. Curling is one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. The number of curlers and fans continues to grow each and every year. USA Curling is working to ensure that we can continue to bring coverage of events to you, including news and updates in the magazine and newsletter, live web streaming of nationals, and television programming like Curling Night in America. That program is airing on NBC Sports Network. Please consider making a donation to help ensure USA Curling can continue to bring coverage of the curling world to you by visiting the website www.usacurl.org and clicking on the Donate Now button. So, rest of the games are still finishing up their second end. We're a little bit ahead here, which is good. It means we'll be able to cover some of these other games as they conclude. So looking to put one into the rings here. Lank's going to have to think about playing some offense. Down 2.
Oh, you girls, line's good.
And Aileen's just going to go in top 4 and have Vicky put that there. We'll have the sweepers put it there, really. And Patty will put up a corner, and we'll see a little bit more action this end.
Nope.
Well, Patty says
that's a little too good a shot, so we're going to hit and roll.
Yeah, she maybe just wants to play conservative and wait for her opportunity, so nothing wrong with that.
Long game, so if you can, if you don't mind blanking an end and looking for a better opportunity, that's all right. Got to have a lot of confidence in your team that their hitting ability.
Yeah, sometimes teams when the rock's in the 4-foot like that, they wait for that opportunity. Wait till a rock that isn't in the 4-foot before they put up that corner. And with 10-end games, I suppose you really can't afford to do that. If games ever do get shortened down to 8-end games, I think we'll start to see teams have to make the move a little bit sooner. Or maybe we'll go to the 5-rock rule.
That's a whole other discussion we haven't discussed yet, but some of the events up in Canada are sort of adopting that as a test. How do you feel about that?
It's interesting. I haven't had the opportunity to play it yet, so I think it would be a little premature for me to make any too strong of an opinion. I think there's always new and interesting ideas. For instance, let's just talk about the new way we time, and I love it. I wasn't sure. I was a little hesitant. How's it going to work out? But it allows the teams, even if you're more aggressive and you want to play more draws, now suddenly you're not losing 15 more seconds per shot.
Right.
So I really like the timing. Where you just have the dead time is where that's your timing, instead of how long it takes for your shots to get down. So 5-rock, I think it's interesting. I think teams are getting more and more amazing with some of their abilities with the 4-rock. So why not give it a try and see how it goes? I'm not saying that that's the way the world should go yet or anything, but I think it's kind of a fun, interesting twist on it.
And the point of it is to try to build some more offense in the game. If you're down and you have hammer, you really get one opportunity to put a guard out there before teams can start peeling, and this would give you that extra rock advantage. And when you're down, you get a few points for sure, and it makes sense. Particularly as a TV sport, you get somebody who gets up by 3-4 points early in the game, and the game can get kind of boring. Back and forth, hits and draws, open houses isn't good for viewership. What's good for viewership is congested houses, lots of great decision making, and great execution. And I think a 5-rock rule might allow for that in situations where right now that isn't the case.
I absolutely agree with you, Joe. So I'm looking forward to the first time that I get an opportunity to play that, actually.
So, succession of hits here. Rock's creeping up into the house. Peterson looking to make the hit. Want to stay right there if they can. It's got to curl a bit.
9-1. Wait.
Yeah, and will it hang around? Looking for that reverse spin at the end. I don't think that's in.
No, just outside the rings, and that's kind of what Patty was waiting for. She says, "Okay, now I'll put up my corner and see if she gets a stick on a peel or some opportunity to come around it."
Blank end over here on sheet A. McCormick and Christensen. Christensen with the blank.
Just clean. I know. Oh, no clean. It's all there. 6. It's like 3-4. Hey.
No, the second end is over here in Brown and Burt, but I'm not sure what happened. Haven't put up a score just yet. They're working on it.
So I think Kate was looking at, there was a rock in the 4-foot And I'm not sure if she was just playing it for the hit to get one or if she was trying to roll out, but I believe she hit and stuck, and she got her 1 point.
That's what it looks like, yep. So 2-1.
9-5.
Beach High has a 1-0 lead over Wapola.
Nice shot.
Hit and roll back to the middle. Oh, no more chance for guards. Gonna have to hit again.
Lank with the hammer in this end has chosen to be fairly defensive and wait for an opportunity. So just going to continue to exchange rocks. And, maybe Patty's waiting for an even end as well. That could be another thing. Or maybe she's just, like I said before, the opportunity.
Tie game over on sheet D. Nina Roth and Jordan Milton. And tied at 1. All the scores are updated now. Curling zone having some technical issues, so as soon as they're up and running, I'm sure we'll get our scoreboard running for you on the left-hand side.
That's good, that's good, that's good.
Sormunen with the hit and roll back to the middle. Patty Lank's going to have Maureen Stolt again hit, try to stick in the house somewhere. Nicely played.
Good weight call. Sounds good.
So this will be Eileen's first stone of the end.
Just 10.
She says just 10, and she's just looking for a nice, easy control hit weight. We found out there on the ice that, that 10 second has been a real nice weight. You feel like you can control it reasonably with the sweeping. It stays straight enough that you don't have to play a lot of swing. So it's interesting to hear Aileen's using the same 10 second. So.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stay close, it's coming. Clean it. Yep, it's clean.
Brady, when you're down the other end of the ice, are you timing stones that your team and the other team are throwing?
Yeah. I'm. I elect to get hog to hog, especially on hits, the hog to hog. But on draws, I like to get hog to hog, plus a hog to stop if it's a draw that's going into the house. I can get both of them if you're hitting the right buttons on your stopwatch. It allows me to, stay on top of where I think a rock's going to stop at the hog line, and then also I can kind of watch the conditions by watching the hog to stop. Has the ice tightened up? Has it gotten a little slower, or has it maybe maintained its speed, or maybe even sometimes gotten a little straighter and a little faster, which we've seen in the second half of some games on certain sheets here. We've noticed that it's actually straightened up. It's moving a little bit more early in the game, and somewhere between the 4th and 6th ends, we're starting to see the ice straightening out a little bit, and rocks gliding maybe just a little bit more.
You're the second player who's been up here who said that the ice speed has not only picked up a little bit after the mop and the 5th end break, but it's sort of maintained that speed through the end of the game, and that the slide paths aren't quite as sticky as sometimes they wind up being at the end of games.
I have to say that Dave and his crew are doing a fantastic job. I love to see the ice staying consistent like that. We've seen at some other events occasionally you'll lose half a second to up to a second or more, and I haven't seen that.
9.5 here.
So meanwhile, Patty makes a hit and roll, and it's just biting the back 12. About as good a shot as you were going to make.
Yeah, that was. She just nibbles back there, and
so Eileen just has one choice of turn here, really.
Yep. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa.
She makes the hit, rolls out. Patty's going to have a free throw through here.
Move on to the fourth end with trailing by 2, and Patty with the hammer. So. Be interesting to see if our crowds pick up a little bit. You know, some of the draws have had, you know, a real solid crowd. I'd say the weekend was, you know, pretty decent. It seems like we continue to have people kind of file in during the games. But, you know, pretty reasonable crowds for the weekend. You know, maybe a little lighter today. People got jobs, and so they're all at home or at work, pretending to work, and they're really watching TESN, the web streaming of the Nationals here.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit bigger crowds, but, you know, you're right. During the work week, it's going to be a little difficult, but they expect pretty good crowds here for the weekend, and I fully suspect we'll have a full house for the playoffs.
It's always exciting to get to play in front of you know, larger crowds and just more people, and of course it presents its own challenges, I'm sure, for the ice crew to maintain the ice, but it's exciting to see.
So as we have the third end about to begin here, let's check our social stream. We have hashtag 2015 Nats, or you can use Facebook and post on the 12th End Sports Facebook page, and you might get your tweet or Facebook post read on the air, just like DJ Rosenberry. This is going to be good. Brady Clark in the booth, starting now.
That's pretty good. Hope Dina's doing well out there, and that's a nice picture. I look pretty intense out there, don't I?
Yeah, absolutely. From Terry Kolesser, enjoy having Mr. Brady Clark in the webstream booth today. At Team Clark 2014, calming voice, smart dude. I like that. Those are great hashtags.
Humorous, smart dude. I don't know, TK, but we'll go with it. Thank you.
So back to the action here. On the fourth end, Sormunen puts one on the 4-foot. Not too much different than the last end, but Patty's going to play the corner guard here, and I think maybe you're right. Maybe she was waiting for an even end.
Yep, she's seen the statistics that Mr. Gertz has for us, and she says, I like the even end. I'm going to go for it. So
yep.
It's good to show patience like that, you know. I wish I had those kind of patience. Girls working hard on it, now cleaning.
That's really nice. So Sormunen, yeah, she's going to have to throw a center guard here, looking for one that's pretty tight to the rings from the call.
Yep, calling for a 3, and you know, guard placement is so critical, you know, and it sounds so easy. I just thrown a guard. It is one of the more difficult shots out there to place a perfect guard. And when the ice is moving so nicely, if you don't get either side covered, they can got access to it. So.
3, 2, yep.
Vicky delivering another nice stone. She's just been, every time I've been looking over, she's been making shots. So far this week, and the team just looks like a really good unit. They work well together.
Yeah, I think a lot of the travel that they've done has kind of paid off in solidifying them as a solid group.
Hence all the points they've earned this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Intern side maybe has just a slice of that rock open, so Patty's calling for a little freeze, maybe a little freeze tap, and
It'll curl at the end.
certainly had fairly tight brooms, so it'll be interesting to see if Madison coming down. Looks like she's got a pretty nice shot.
Well, it's all there. It's all there.
Don't want to bounce here. They really want to just come off that.
Great shot.
Well done.
Yeah, nicely done there. Maintain that angle. Sormunen thinking about ripping that guard and noticing that there's some danger there.
Yeah, interesting. She's gonna go rip the guard and roll over, and Patty will probably just be happy to play that same shot and ask Anna to come down on that rock.
Yep.
So, certainly not a bad call. You're up by 2 points. Make them really make good shots, and
You do have your own center guard still sitting there, as rocks sort of start stacking there, that run back becomes shorter.
We're gonna peel again. You just play a little tap.
Intern side, I think, Patty. We won't draw it up on the telestrator and get in trouble.
No, we're okay now because there's no big screen.
All right.
So we're fine. We can drop whatever you like.
Because they can't be using their phones out there and
No.
communicating and watching our game.
That's right. Keep
Wow.
trying to tell people no one wants to know what I have to say. But now that they know you're in the booth and you're the smart dude,
All right.
the smart commander.
Some may
Sorry,
beg-
I gotta start
Some may
using the
beg
right
to
words.
differ, Commander. That was quite an experience going over to Russia and having a crowd outside playing in the outdoors with the Kremlin in the background, right there in Red Square. Wow.
You have no idea how many people I showed that video to, like in person. I had to say, you have to see this. And I didn't even try to just send it through social media. I just took out my phone and showed them. So this is crazy. This would be like having curling in front of the White House. It's just that special.
It was pretty neat. And Patty's liking to prove me wrong so far. Every time I make a prediction on her call, she's chosen to go a different direction. So I think I'm going to stop that.
Yeah, she's been a little unpredictable so far.
Maybe just haven't watched her enough. She's just waiting for her opportunity, and she knows if she hits and rolls over, she's gonna get a kind of free access to that rock. So
Yep.
as long as they don't make a thin double.
Oh, like that? Unbelievable. You saw that coming,
Well,
looking at that angle.
that was I think I heard Tara a little laugh there. She says, "Oh, that was a little fortunate, but that was a beautiful shot." And Patty's gonna go back to the corner guard here.
Good things happen to people who throw good weight.
That's right. She made 2 nice peels there and just made them look real easy.
Yep.
65.
So Patty looking to throw another guard out there, see if it can induce a mistake. This has got to move. Patty warming up a bit, getting that broom moving.
That's 65.
Are they slowing up a bit?
It sounded like the sweepers thought that was a little less weight than they were looking for. They were talking about how lightweight it was. So I think they went to work on that one quickly. So Aileen just choosing to peel this off. Not a bad call, being up 2, and we're trying to peel it off. Monica might have got it. She had plenty of it.
That's right, just enough to hit the bumper. That gets marked the same as if it was perfectly played, so well done.
It's kind of late in the end. Patty's still going after this corner. I guess she knows Aileen's gonna probably keep peeling that corner, and so why not?
Well, I felt like I added.
Rock just coming down here. It looks like this one might have maybe overcorrected on this one. Looks like it might be sliding into the house. Yep, just sliding into the top 12, and Aileen's going to be asking for a hit. Cut over to the Roth Moulton game here for a little bit.
Now Roth Moulton. That game is blanked in the third, still tied at 1.
Little defensive battle over there as well.
Yep. Michai scores 2 more in the third, looking for her first win.
Up 3-0, and Wapala having the hammer in the 4th end.
Christensen gets a big 3-pointer in the third, now leads 3-1 over McCormick. And they're hanging a steal of 1 for Burt in the third. Ties up that game with Erica Brown.
Whoa.
Kate and her team have been, hanging in a lot of games, and they're 1-3, but they've been in some tight ones, and I know they've got a big game. Obviously, they'd love to, give Erica a loss there and kind of stay in the thick of it. You get to 4 losses too early in the week, and you're hoping and thinking you better get on a big win streak.
Yeah, you look at the teams ahead of you, and you need some help, but you got to take care of your own business first. And I know that's what you're going to be doing at 8 p.m. tonight. Brady Clark, not only in the booth but out on the ice, going to be taking on Team Dean Gemmel.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. We like Dean and his crew. Should be, it's a big game for us, and obviously they're still in the thick of things, and so we need to post a win, though. No more excuses.
Just like Biggie and Two Pockets, an East Coast West Coast battle.
That's right.
You got any micro sponsors?
We don't have any micro sponsors.
You got any macro sponsors?
We do have a sponsor, Avalon Massage, that's been one of our club members. Laurel, she's been helping us out, and I require a fair bit of work. My pain level's been having a hard thing, but she's actually helped me in reaching, essentially, kind of staying and reaching out and finding a doctor that could help me out to get a diagnosis, and I'm very thankful because now things are actually starting to improve, and for years I've just been in more and more pain as I curl. So
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, so it's an exciting thing. So
splitting the house, Sormunen now sits 2. Patty Lank with the hammer.
2 rocks to come, and she's gonna play a little hit and probably look for a roll, maybe across the house over towards the other rock.
Yep. Patty's in the hack, ready to go. Patty with the lift delivery. Not too many curlers out here. Still delivering with the lift.
Yep, that's right. There's very few. Even I've converted, except for my peels. I finally converted this year.
Oh, yeah?
From a backswing, yeah. So you're correct. There's not many left.
Not many left. Yeah.
I like it.
You still have that
I'll
intern
just give you
with
a touch
the
more broom. Yeah.
the slappy motion. That's I don't know what else to call it. It's got a nice extension. It's a flow. It almost looks like you're backhanding something, like a tennis backhand almost, or a ping pong backhand. I love it. It's got a nice flow to it. You're still doing that, right?
It's you'll have to tell me later. I don't even know when you say that. I'm like, I know my guys say they think I'm stopped when I throw my rock, but I definitely have an extension on my rock, and I think I've gotten a little bit of my C curve that I had because my rock would come out and maybe come a little to the left of my center line, and I could get it to bury where nobody else could bury, unless you had that C curve. So.
Well, I'm happy to work with you later.
Yes.
Work out the video. We can see if you still have that.
Let's do that.
Touch. And extend TESN's services to video coaching.
That's a great idea.
There you go.
Aileen probably slides about a foot, maybe 2 feet deeper than she wanted to, and can allow Patty to just play a nice hit and hit and stick for her 1. But either way, that's a win.
Yeah.
Patty's electing to play the intern here.
No one seems interested in cleaning. Nice job there. Patty Lank gets her 1. Now trails Eileen Sormunen 2-1. Going into the 5th end. Pre-registration for the Arena National Championships is currently open. The event will take place July 16th to 19th in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Please remember to register your club's interest by March 13th. Contact Jenny at the USA Curling National Office with questions. So looking around the scoreboard here and realizing the curling zone has not been able to update just yet. Christensen still leads 3-1. They're in the fourth end. They're into Vice Stones over there on sheet A. Brown and Burt tied at 2. They are in the fourth end as well. Into second Stones over there. Over on sheet D, it's 1-1 after 3. There was a blank end. Nina Roth has the hammer. And is sitting second shot at the moment. Jordan Moulton trying to protect a rock that's top 4 foot. Over on sheet E, like you said, Michai has a 3-0 lead over Wapola. And that's your scoreboard update brought to you by Joe Calabrese. So, center guard doesn't quite get where they need to on the center line. Acting more like a cornery center guard than a centery center guard. And because it's a cornery center guard, Eileen's going to come around it on the intern side.
Come around to keep it fairly high, you know, top 8 foot. Got a little room, but the sweeper's working hard here. Tara and Monica just leaning in on those brooms and reading the weight real well, and they've swept it all the way and got it to the 12 foot.
Yep. It's exposed and probably can see good 7/8 of that. If you're a lefty. No, if you're a righty, you probably can see 7/8 of that. If you're a lefty, you probably only see about half. But
Yep.
Madison's going to be looking to hit and roll underneath that guard.
That spot,
But they have not laid a brush to this.
Yeah, I wonder if that spot is just a little straighter, the way that intern draw didn't curl, and the way that hit just seemed to hang there.
We have noticed a little bit that the interns with some weight kind of float a bit and don't want to kind of cross over the face of rocks that they're aimed at.
Aim will probably be fine.
Yeah, on sheet C specifically. I've also noticed a bucket every once in a while on sheet C, but yeah, that has not returned.
I heard they sent Stavatag up on the roof, and he was up there shoveling to get the snow off of there. He had a little bit of a warmer day yesterday, and warmed it up. And yeah, the bucket there. I think, Joe, that we really should have they should have drawn behind it like you were suggesting earlier. I love that idea.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do then? You know, they would have had to get some extension ladder out and put a bucket on a pole. I mean, there could have been it could have been real interesting.
But they got that corrected, you know, the ice crew. They've got quite a crew here. They have a good time, and it's a lot of fun, you know, having those guys around and just having such knowledgeable guys. They quickly resolved the issue. They did what they needed to do to keep things going and allow the game to continue. So
yeah, I mean, that could have, if that had continued, they could have had some scheduling issues, for sure.
yeah,
I mean, right in the house, right in the field of play. There was really nothing you could do other than try to minimize the damage. They did a great job doing that.
Yep.
Well, if we're putting them, I mean, either like a corner on this side. Yeah, or side ring.
You guys like in? Or just a corner, it's fine.
kind of an
Which one do you
interesting.
want? Go three.
Kind of an interesting discussion there, trying to decide what they're going to do. You've got the rock that they came around, that guard, and it's in the inside. Obviously, it's close to the center line. The girls are trying to decide if they should guard that, they should draw over to the opposite side, or put up a corner guard on the other side.
3 or 8. Either or. 3 or
think Tara decided she wanted to go in, and she's just going to split the house, and nicely done.
You're going to want to stick with us as we're into the fifth end, provided that my fearless leader can track him down. Ken Trask is going to be the fifth end break guest.
I saw him roaming around. He was actually downstairs. It looked like he was starting to make his way up here. So
Oh, beautiful.
he's usually a pretty punctual guy.
Ken, my understanding, just won senior nationals.
9.5.
So he's
That
going to
is
be making a
correct.
trip.
9.7.
Senior Worlds.
Yeah, he's while we were over in Russia playing in the Red Square Classic, they were back in Eveleth at the Curl Masabi Club with Lyle Sieg and Tom Violette and Steve Lundeen playing lead, and along with Dwayne Rutan as their fifth. Probably the
Those guys aren't old enough to be seniors, are they?
I don't think they are. I think their birth certificates need to be checked. But you know, that team is you know, they played great back there. They ran the field actually undefeated, and I know they're really excited to be going back to Sochi in April to go back there and compete. So.
Ooh, big miss there. Lank has a chance now to sit on the top of the rings with sit two.
What?
Ryan Stolt
I don't know what.
looking for the nose hit.
What do you, 9.5?
Yeah, Tara's Rock just tracked on her. Not sure she was just a little positive there, but you know, it's happened to me a few times this week too. There's certain spots, so you just gotta be real careful not to be too positive with that release. Maureen just gonna come down, try to hit and stick, and see if Patty can push to a force here. That would definitely be a win for her.
I think what the front end did there, they were called off, but one stayed on to clean that stone.
Yeah, you know, it's always interesting, you know, when you see the skips and the skips down there and learning the communication styles and what the skips actually mean with the different words. Like, you know, early on for me, I might yell yes, and then I turn around and I say, whoa. Whoa really means clean. I just don't say clean.
Right.
So it's always this interesting dynamic, because you hear whoa, it sounds like no. People
Right.
want to come off.
All the way, all the way.
So while we're talking about that, Monica makes a really nice hit and roll and tries to get buried. It's going to force Patty to probably play a little lower weight and look for a little hit and roll over for Maureen. She says you could play the freeze.
You there are.
I'm not making a prediction, Joe.
Gonna try to hit and roll away, I guess. Gonna try to maintain the force here. Hit and roll away. Not looking to steal. And I think the freeze, you know, wasn't really a great stealing kind of stone. It was just a little too far back, that red rock.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting one, and you know,
Yep.
Maureen's playing a pretty soft weight. Looks like she's well executed here. Nicely done.
Didn't get the roll they were looking for. Kind of got off it and jumped over on him.
Those felt better. My hip.
Alrighty, so curling zone's a little stuck right now.
5.
Sormunen looking to run both these off. Monica Walker hits, rolls open. Now there's a good opportunity for a steal.
I bet you she still hits though.
Yeah, she's gonna hit and try to roll over in front of it. It's gonna be Patty Lank's first stone of this end.
It's a big shot though for her to just really get the shot and position it well, and make Aileen play a nice double.
ready.
Very well executed hit and roll, and rolls right in front of that rock, and Aileen's going to probably just throw a fairly firm hit weight and try to double those two off.
A half.
Right on the nose. Other way. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Stuffs it there.
Kind of got caught in the middle.
Yeah.
It's like, do you go on it and try to get it over the top, or do you let it come up? And
We're a little bit closer inside.
So hitting any kind of flip inside, Patty's got a great chance for the steal.
it'd be a big steal if she does happen to get the hit and roll over. You know, if she makes the hit and roll, it's probably going to be difficult for Sormunen to roll out on the double.
Right.
So you either get a force or potentially you get a steal. So this roll is pretty critical because tying the game, you know, versus being down 2, that's makes a big difference.
Yep. Can get back on track, so to speak.
Yep. Got to be real careful not to put it against the turn here, and nice easy weight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Green being real patient and
Didn't get the roll, but still sits 2. Gonna get the force out of this. Second best result you can have, so mission accomplished by Lank. Now she can take a look at trying to attack in the even end again.
so Aileen already down there, ready, getting set up. Good communication with the sweepers, letting them know what weight she's going to throw, and there you go. Just tracking a little bit on her. Oof, might be close to rolling out here. It's a hit and roll out, and that's going to give the Lank rink a steal of 1, and we're going to be 2-2 after 5 ends. And now we're going to cut it over to Joe. He's got Ken Trask in the booth here with him.
I'm here with Ken. Ken is a recent winner of the U.S. Senior National Championships. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a lot of fun to play and finally to win that event.
So you're what are you doing to prepare? You're going back to Sochi. Have you picked the brains of others who've traveled over there?
Yes, we have. Actually, the last 2 or 3 teams that have gone over there we've made contact with, and they've kind of given us some ideas on what to expect and also how to prepare. Our skip, Lyle Sieg, is a real workaholic, and we have played probably in about 9 or 10 events this year, and we've got 3 more before going off to Sochi. So he's working us hard.
That's good. And have you talked to anybody like Paul Pustovar who's had some experience in those events? What has he had to say?
Yeah, we've talked to Paul quite a bit, and he thinks that preparing is really important. We've got about a 6-week gap or 8-week gap between when our playdowns are and when the Worlds are. So yeah, you have to fill that time up with lots of practice and as many events as you can get in. It's hard to do because it's kind of a dead time of the year. There's not a lot going on.
So what kinds of events have you entered?
Well, fortunately enough, our team, the same senior team, we won our club's opportunity to go to Club National. So the team will be going to Fargo in a couple of weeks to play in that event. So that'll be a good tune-up event. We're going to play within our curling club in Seattle. We have a separate play down for the PIC, which is a Pacific International. So we'll play down on that. If we win, we probably won't be able to go, but at least it's another tune-up event. And then next weekend, we're going up to Vancouver. In British Columbia. We live 2 hours from Vancouver, so we can get up there pretty easily and get in a men's spiel and just get some games in. So that's what we'll be doing.
Well, it sounds like a pretty full schedule. So Tell me a little bit, like, what's your background? How many times have you competed in seniors before you finally made it to Worlds?
Well, this core team's been together for about 4 years now. We have a 5-man team. I should mention Lyle Sieg, Steve Lundeen, Dwayne Rutan, who is here playing with Paul Pustovar, and Tom Violette and I are a 5-man team. 4 of us have been together for about 4 years, so this is our 4th crack at it, and each year we get a little bit higher on the podium, and this year we finally made it through.
That's terrific. Representing that Seattle Curling Club. Somebody else representing that club is sitting right here, Brady Clark. He just went to Moscow, competed in that event at the Kremlin. Sent back some incredible video. Did you get a chance to see that?
I did. As a matter of fact, I saw a lot of pictures, and I did witness the final game, which was between Commander Brown and the Russian team, and Commander Clark was playing in the bronze medal game. So we got to see the final end of that, which was kind of fun to watch. Brady took 4 and then stole 1 in the extra. So I watched that. It looked like an incredible event.
And did he give you any rubles to spend over there?
I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. I'm still waiting for the rubles. I'm sure they're in the mail.
Well, I'm sure you'll see them soon. I want to just congratulate you and wish you luck in your travels and good luck at Worlds.
Great. Thanks a lot, Joe, and appreciate all you do here for the curlers. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you. Have a good time over there.
Will do.
So we're taking a look in here. It's still at the 5th end break. We're getting near the start. It's a 2-2 game, and Sormunen Rink's going to start with the hammer in the second half of the game. Give you a real quick rundown on the other sheets as well. We've got on the A sheet, we've got a 2-3 game. So we've got the McCormick Rink is trailing by 1 point, and the Christensen Rink is winning, I guess I should say. They're winning, and they've got the hammer here in the 5th end. On sheet B, we've got Brown versus Burt, and Brown managed to get 1 there in the 4th end, and so they're up 3-2, and so that means the Burt Rink has the hammer here in the 5th. Over on sheet D, we've got a 3-1 game, and the Moulton Rink is beating Roth right now, and Roth's got the hammer in the 5th end, and we have a 3-2 game with Michai leading that game over against Wapola in the 5th end on sheet E. So I'm going to go ahead and watch a little bit of sheet B here, and with the Brown versus Burt Rink, and Brown's currently sitting 4 here. Again, they don't have the hammer, so hopefully Kate's not too worried about it, but she's going to play a little double here and see what happens, maybe even a triple. Steph Jensen delivering here, looking for that double. Looks like it might have gone over the top, got going on her. She just gets rid of 1, so that's going to allow Erica to, put either another tight one, probably in the top 8 foot, maybe top 12, or she can put on a tight guard. Alex coming out with an out turn and putting the sweepers to work right away. Giving him some encouragement as well, and it's a nicely placed rock. It's going to stop there, it looks like, in the top 12, and imagine Kate's going to probably look at another run there. Or maybe the draw. I like this call. It's reasonably aggressive. If they get to the tee line, they can freeze right on it. You potentially even get a 2 here. So
Burt has the hammer here, so can afford to take a little bit of a chance.
T-line.
6-7.
sweepers think it's there. 6-7.
Okay. Line's great. Line's great. Line's real good. Get it here. T-line to back. 14-9.
Gotta go. They
Right
gotta
here.
go.
So if you were trying to hear the audio as to what was going on, you were listening to the wrong sheet. We we don't have mics on sheet B. So that shot wrecked a bit. Brown's not going to be able to take everything away from Burt. She's going to be looking to try to protect shot stone that's sitting in the back four.
Joe, while I'm thinking about it, I don't tell Ken too early, but we may have brought back some rubles.
Oh,
and you know,
good.
We may hook up Ken.
What's the exchange rate on rubles right now?
You know, when we left, we were getting 70 rubles per dollar, and you know, I think it was probably around 35 to 40, not all that long ago, if I remember correctly. So, you know, definitely there's been a little bit of devaluing of the ruble, and honestly, I was a little nervous about that going over to Russia.
Yeah.
I thought, gosh, how are we going to be received? Like, what are they going to think of us being, you know, we got USA on our backs. And,
Right.
but people were fantastic. They were really nice, and you know, we talked to people about it, and people were like, well, you know what? That's, you know, politics and whatever. We, you know, people are people, and they were just welcoming, and it was just a neat event. So we're excited for that whole team, though. So
Remember how I said that Erica couldn't take everything away?
oh yeah,
I was kind of wrong about that. She sort of chapped off her own, kind of cut off the raise. Bert's going to be lucky here to cut Erica down to 1 or 2 here. Looks like they're going to play the run back, the straight run back, even though I'm not sure what good it's going to do. Maybe playing the hit and roll just to give up 1.
yeah.
'Cause the run back doesn't do her any good. She's still going to give up a bunch.
That's
Zarek is sitting 5 right now.
is not the kind of shot you want to be facing.
Yep, so this is Kate's first of 2 stones in this end.
So she
Leaves.
hits and she gets rid of one there, and she's sitting 4th shot.
Yeah. Not a ton of access there right now. There are a couple raises that can be useful.
Yeah, there's no guards out front, so as you're kind of watching, she'll be able to, you know, Erica's going to probably take away the one right there on the center line, and Kate's going to probably be forced, I would think, to the out-turn tap on the rock on the right side of the 4-foot. She'll be trying to tap that up to the button. As long as Erica doesn't somehow turn these rocks into 2 rocks.
Yeah. Now, I said she can't take everything away. I was wrong last time. I'm not going to say she can't take everything away here. I think
Good
she's
call.
probably got a plan. So this will be... they're talking it over. Meanwhile, in our original feature matchup, it's 2-2 game. Lank's got a couple stones in the 8-foot. There's one lonely red guard just off the center line. Not really guarding anything at the moment, but Monica Walker as throwing a hit and roll here. We'll see if it gets under the guard. So Erica looking to put up a guard. It's guarding the center line raise. Rushers haven't touched it yet.
Kendall and Becca just watching. Certainly don't want to tap that one much because you'll tap it up to 3rd count.
That's 3rd count. So still don't think The straight tap is there, but you know what? Any chance of running that one in off the forefoot into the 2, getting the 2 that way?
That is, the angles are tough. I think she's probably just got to play a tap draw and, try to tap that up into the 1 foot, the button area, and to get her 1. She could also tap the red onto the yellow and tap that right to the 1 foot, but either one I think works pretty well. A little dangerous, really, she wants to score here. She'd love to keep this game really tight, and so she's elected to play the out-turn tap that you've suggested, Joe. I think that's what I'd throw.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right shot here. Meanwhile, back in the feature game, Maureen Stolt made a terrific hit and roll. And now Lank is sitting 2 just behind the tee line. 1 is pretty much fully buried by a Sormunen guard. Sormunen looking to freeze onto that stone that was just thrown. But it looks a little heavy. He's going to bounce off into the open.
Ooh, this
Hammer's coming down.
Looks like it's running.
It ticks. I think it cut him down to 1.
Sure did. Looks like one for red for the brown rink, and so that'll put them up by a score of 4-2 after 5 ends. So they're running a little bit. The rest of the games are a little bit further behind than our feature game. So
yeah, there were a lot of hits early in our game, and it's going to change things up. So Patty Lank heading down for the first of her skip stones. As you can see the situation in the house. Sormunen sitting shot rock in the back 4-foot. Patty's going to be hitting this stone. Wants to maintain 2 in the house, at least 2 in the house. Get the force here. All the rest of the games are in the 5th end break right now. This game's significantly ahead.
almost a full end already.
Yeah.
At the halfway break. Trying to look for a little hit and roll, avoid giving too big of a pocket over there. And with that pocket, you know, she'll have a decision whether she wants to draw down to that pocket or whether she wants to go around the center guard. So it'll be interesting to see which one she wants to go with.
Tap both spots, so making that decision. What would you do here, Brady?
You know, I would go with whichever line it felt like I knew better. I like both shots. You know, you got
pretty even in terms of what you think the percentages are.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little higher percentage shot to play
for
the backing.
So we might not be able to tuck enough to make it worth it.
But you know, if you can get tucked over here, you know, if you can come around with an out turn or an in turn, but just show them the out turn side.
Right.
I think that that's a really good shot. You know, but you do have to get a piece of the forefoot. So
right.
I think either shot is a really good shot, but I think I would be going around the guard myself.
Going around the guard on the out turn side, maybe leaving what I've been saying, leave a little leg for a potential jam.
I think I would. Either that, I mean, you could throw the in turn too on this ice because it moves so much. So
right.
you could come out the out turn side with the in turn.
Yep.
It looks like she's playing the hit and flop though, so I suggested a few other shots, and you know the hit and flop's fine too because you know either way. That's one of the wonderful things about our sport. You know, there's so many different things and discussions about what's the right shot, and well, we should have done this, we should have done that, but you know what you should have done? Should have made more shots.
That's right. Every shot's the correct shot if you make it.
It's always interesting. She might get a little action here. She might get a little bump.
Spin.
And it rolls over to... Oh, it almost spun back. It looks like it's third count. So that'll allow Patty to just come around that center and go to the top four and force Aileen probably to a tough draw to the button.
It's got to be fully. She's got this double for 2, right? Okay. Yep.
Patty in a good position to play aggressively here.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, she's got to get third count.
Yep.
You don't want to leave the the double to give them a potential 2. So you got to get a third rock in there that's out counting that third red. And it'd be wonderful. I'm sure she's thinking, I'd love to get a piece tucked. If you get a piece tucked, it makes Aileen probably draw.
Yep.
So got Madison and Anna down there talking to Patty about what kind of weight they're thinking.
You can leave a little leg on either side here.
Yes, definitely.
You want to be above the tee here, but certainly out counting the 2 that they already have counting. There is that potential double in the back.
You know, and I'm just, Patty gets all the way out to the broom. She that broom is fairly tight. If you threw it too much to the sweepers, I thought, but it's actually tracking, not even close. I'm absolutely wrong. That rock's actually wide of where it looks like it's almost
wide of where they put the broom to start. Yeah.
So maybe Patty had a tough slide, but either way, she got third count, which is the objective, and hopefully she didn't set up a triple. Yeah, I should just
I don't
play a
think
little
it's
draw.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
He's gonna have to play the draw.
What kind of weight are you throwing?
Just back 4 weight. We just gotta bump it.
Where have you been giving for draws?
Here.
Okay.
A good discussion there from Tara. She says, well, where are you giving for draws to the center line? And Aileen says just a little outside the edge of 4, so she moves it inside of the edge of 4.
Gotta
And
move it like an inch.
a big shot here, it's against 3. She really wants to get shot rock. Got to bump that back a few inches to get shot out of it. So
Well then.
I like how even
trying,
when
it's
she's saying
trying.
whoa, they're still cleaning.
Stay with
Still
it.
cleaning this rock.
It's trying. It's coming nicely. One red.
Well executed shot, and that puts the Sormunen ring up 3-2 after 6 ends, and that'll give the Lank rink the hammer in the 7th.
The Curling in the Gym program, made possible by a P&G Team USA Youth Sports Fund grant, is designed to expand knowledge of and access to the sport of curling while increasing physical activity in elementary school children. Curling in the Gym includes all materials and equipment needed for a physical education teacher or community program leader without experience in the sport to run an 8 to 10 week session program. Contact Kim at the USA Curling National Office if your club's interested in borrowing this equipment. We were talking before about this, and what a great opportunity for communities that don't have curling ice to kind of introduce people to the idea of the game, even young folks who could be potential athletes for us down the road. We all have young children here in the booth, and Brian and I are exposing our children to the game, and it's such a great thing. Teaches great sportsmanship, good competitive nature without some of the negative aspects of other youth sports. Curling is a great thing for children.
I have to agree, and my son is always anxious. He's down at the club a number of days a week, and he's excited to get out there. He's 3.5, and I'm not ready to get him out there, but I'm thinking maybe 5 is when he's going to be time to start hitting the ice.
You have junior stones at the club?
We do have junior stones, and we have a very good junior program, and you've seen a few of our good junior teams come out of Sean Baton and his rink. He had Sam Gailey and Evan McCauley, as well as Joe Purvis. They won in 2010, I believe, and now Sean's graduated up into obviously he played with our team when we won the men's nationals in 2013, and now he's with the high performance program, and really happy for him. And now we've got Luke Violette that's come out of our junior program, and Jake's team that came out of Seattle that won last year, and now he's over in Minnesota, but we still claim him. He's going to always have Washington roots, so. Just like North Dakota, if they wanted to, could claim me.
Yeah, we get to claim Chris Bond.
There you go. Yeah, Chris Bond is out at the Seattle club, and obviously he's playing with the Pustovar rink as well as Sam Gailey. So, already got beat by them this week. So, And that's right. You know, Ben Tucker is, hopefully he's out there listening. He's one of our, you know, one of the big sponsors out there that helped to make this stream possible. And he definitely claims me as a North Dakota native. So I grew up there all the way till I was 21 and relocated out to Seattle. And definitely two homes. You know, North Dakota was definitely home, and now Washington is, you know, obviously being out there for 15 plus years. We have a wonderful club and a very supportive club. We have a lot of people that support us in our endeavors and are excited and cheering us on. So
Yeah, I remember a lot of the viewing parties in the Seattle club when you were making your run a few years back, and how excited that they were to claim you as theirs. And
absolutely,
it's nice to have that kind of support back home.
yeah, we do. We have a wonderful club, and you know, our ice makers are always working hard. Them and their crew, Joe Fox and his crew, are working hard to provide us with good conditions to prepare, and giving us access to, you know, scraped ice at the end of a work day and stuff. So it's really nice to have a club that's that supportive of us.
So Sormunen trying to come around a couple center guards racks, leaves now Patty Lank with basically two corner guards to some degree. One's a little more centery than cornery, but they're coming around those.
We need to keep throwing guards on that, you know? I liked either one. You like the what? Either one.
So we're listening over here, I believe, on sheet D, as Nina Roth holds a 4-3 lead over Jordan Moulton.
20.
And Jordan's throwing the yellow rocks. Looks like she may be in a little bit of trouble here. 3 rocks by the Roth rink, 2 of which are going moving. One of which is out of the rings. I believe the other one is still biting back there, but improved the situation significantly.
Yeah, they got a big 3. The Roth rink got a big 3 there in the 5th end. You know, going into the 5th end break, probably picked up their morale a little bit. Looks like they're putting a little more pressure on the Moulton rink here.
Wait a little bit if you can.
Easy. Lot of room. Lot of room.
Wait a little bit.
Nina battling at 2 and 2 as playing against the Moulton rink that's 1 and 3. So both of those teams have got to be thinking we need a win. And
some tough games ahead for Nina Roth. She's got Christensen, then Sormunen, then Michai, and then Brown. So 3 of the top 4 teams right now, they still have to play. So I consider this a must-win for Roth. You can't expect to run the table necessarily against that group.
it's a battle for sure. You know, it's I've seen it done. You know, one year we were 0-5 to start, and then that was the year we had 11 teams at nationals, and we went 5-0 the second half.
Yep.
Then we came back the next year and we started off 5-0. Then we lost 4 in a row. Then we won 4 in a row.
Yeah.
So
Kind of streaky.
Streaks can happen, man.
Yep.
It starts with a few more made shots and get a little momentum.
Moulton's rank just tossed one right through a pretty tiny port there. I think they were trying to angle something into the pile, but didn't quite work out. Now Nina has a chance to come around that center guard. Meanwhile, over on sheet C, Lank trying to decide how to get around some guards.
Let it work a bit.
Line's good.
And I'm going to stop predicting too because she's lining up a hit. So she's going to try to hit and roll under those guards instead of drawing.
Oh, you got room. Got room. 6.
Line's real good.
6. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow, beautiful shot there.
It's Jamie Sinclair over on sheet D,
Pretty sweet.
Sneaking
that draw into a pretty good spot in the forefoot.
Yeah, comes around a rock and gets a good piece tucked around a rock in the top 8 foot.
Yeah, not easy. It's well swept there. think Jordan's looking to play a very similar shot to what was flashed just a few minutes ago. Yep. So Lank's hit and roll was hit and roll, but in the wrong direction, and that was left Sormunen a chance to draw.
Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And hits and rolls over the top for
Where do we get up?
Moulton. And now Roth, sitting 3, has a chance to really consolidate things.
Yeah. Gap guard.
Jordan's got a few problems here. Out-turn path is completely taken away. In-turn path mostly taken away. And is about to be shrunk even further.
We can bury a little piece. Well, no, let's block off our 4 foot too. Yeah, just a little gap guard. 2, 3.
So looking to place a guard.
Shit. That's a lot.
Lines of hair tight.
Might be a little heavy.
Ball there. Ball there. Line's fine. Just let it die.
Sit.
I don't know what to do.
Sit. Whoa.
Higher the better probably there. Just let that one come up.
Kind of angle is Jordan going to be able to have here? Maybe able to remove a good chunk of them.
Yeah,
Might be able to get all of them.
yeah, that would.
Nose
So-
hit gets him probably gets 3 moving. Maybe all 4. Brian may need to fire up the replay machine. I don't know if he can. This is the looking game. We may not be able to do that.
Definitely looks like nose would get 3, and you're right, it could be close on
It's
4.
pretty close on that last one, but
It's probably a
Jordan's
big
gonna have
shot.
to throw some pretty heavy weight to get them all moving.
Yep. Just gotta be careful that it doesn't track too much too. You know, sometimes when you bring up that weight, track back on you a little bit.
It's a little high. Gets 3 moving. Didn't throw it quite heavy enough to get them all out, but opened up a chance for herself.
Is that the same ice as mine?
Yeah. Should be good.
I like it. You got it.
That 4 foot was super congested. It's a lot less so now. Meanwhile, over on the feature sheet, looks like Patty's sitting shot rock in the 4 foot. 1st and 3rd right now.
Line's good.
Line's good. Line's good. Room. Room, Becca. Looks all there. Back. Back.
Nina trying to
Way out there,
draw
get right
around.
back. Bring it back. Yep.
Kind of leaves it open. And there might be an out here for Jordan.
What kind of weight are you gonna throw? You're gonna throw like. Well, you're gonna need more than T.
On sheet D was another spot. This particular spot straightened out in the second half of the game.
Oh, yeah?
On sheet D, this out turn. So, you know, if she throws this, it did a little bit closer to the 4 foot line, but I think it was a little straighter out here on the edge of 8. So it'll be real interesting to see how this one moves.
And nose hit gets it done here.
Yeah, she's just playing a nice, probably back 4 weight, tap it back, and sit around and make sure you get shot.
Yeah, my team calls this my guard weight. My guard weight tends to drift into the house.
You know how you can fix that? You have Commander Clark yell at
That's
you,
right.
a guard is a guard is a guard. No, it's tough as a front end player to sit there and watch those shots. So
This is tracking pretty straight.
yeah, it's actually moving a little more than I thought it would, but looks like it didn't quite move up enough.
Steal a 1 there for Nina Roth, and she's going to have a 5-3 lead going into the 7th. So we'll jump back to the feature sheet, take a look over the situation. Patty Lank sitting 1 now, back 4 foot. Sort of frozen-ish on a stone. I don't think it's frozen exactly, it's more as it's directly in front of.
Yep, and Aileen's gonna look to just draw down and probably freeze right on that rock.
Yep. Really shrink down the scoring area.
Shrink down the scoring area, kind of force Patty to get her 1, hopefully.
Now, there's sort of this interesting trigger that seems angled towards the button area.
Yeah.
This could get interesting.
I think that's why you got to be frozen on it, because
Yeah.
you don't, otherwise if the angles aren't there, you know, that that is definitely wired up. It looks like she threw a little more weight. She might actually be able to tick it through and hit 1-2.
And that's exactly how it worked out. So
Nicely
Patty's
done.
pretty much, I think, gonna have a draw here.
It's too risky to go convert it. Just off a nose, but it's pretty risky. Okay. Nose hit, stay for 1.
Patty looking to get a hit and stick and keep the game really tight.
Yep.
3-3 if she can execute this shot perfectly.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Calls it right out of hand.
Hard. 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 Hard, guys, hard, all the way hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
Gets the thin redirect into the red, and she still manages to get 1.
Wasn't sure if I was going to hit it for a double.
so Patty Lank's hit ties the game at 3, and Eileen Sormunen is going to carry the hammer into the 8th end. Well, every summer, junior curlers have the opportunity to beat the heat at junior camps across the country. Keep an eye out for more information on these camps in the coming months. It's a great way for juniors to tune up during the off-season while making great connections with curlers from around the country.
So going into the 8th end, you know, there's 3 ends remaining. If you're the Sormunen rink, you really want to look to probably post a 2 here and take kind of a fairly controlling lead. And you know, if you can score in the 8th, then you can hopefully force your opponents in the 9th, and then you get the opportunity to score again in the 10th. So you get 2 opportunities to score to the other team's 1. So I really love this type of opportunity to go score.
So at ESPN Upstate, they're watching while they're working. Don't tell anyone. Sorry. We warned you.
Curling can be addicting, as we find out during the Olympics, and we get a lot of people, the surge for the sport, and a lot of people really get enthralled with the strategy, and it's just a lot of fun and a lot of good people within this sport.
Well, I guess if you're a ESPN radio host, which I believe he is, I guess watching curling is sort of part of the job description.
Absolutely.
So I think that's okay. I think he's fine. So Patty throws up a centering type guard in a 1-2 type position.
Yeah, didn't we recently have an agreement? Didn't ESPN enter into an agreement with TSN with regards to starting to show a lot more curling across, the rebroadcasts of the Scotties and the Briar and so on?
Yeah, I think that agreement's going to bring some real high-level curling to the masses through that ESPN3 app. I know I've watched a few of the season of champion events, I think is what they're calling it.
No line.
Good spot.
That's a pretty exciting development. I've said for years it would be fantastic if we could start getting those games and more and more people get access to the sport and understand what's going on beyond just, that's that sport with sweeping and yelling and rocks.
Yeah.
And I think the Olympics is doing that. But those people that really have that appetite, it's great to have that out there and people continue to get more exposure.
I think it's exciting that with TSN and ESPN have a nice working relationship, and I think if we can get some U.S. teams that are consistently reaching playoffs, maybe just maybe we could start seeing curling on broadcast television in a way even beyond what's currently happening with Curling Night in America, which is a great development in its own right, but regularly showing U.S. teams against top-level Canadian teams, I think would be really good for the sport in the United States.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe, and that's why it's so fun to see so many of our teams out on the tour and really getting that competition. The World Curling Tour gives us access, and we're starting to get more and more teams breaking into that top 50, and that's good to see. And continue to climb up that ladder. If we can start seeing teams in the top 20, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Hear that comment from the
Yeah,
sweepers?
slowing down a little bit.
Slowing down. You saw them work pretty hard. They're a little winded. Nice sweep job. They got overburied. And Patty's going to look to go around that. So it'll be interesting to see if Aileen looks to clear after this shot.
Yeah. I suppose it probably depends on how good the shot winds up being here.
Yep. Trying to wait, yep.
This isn't going to make it around, so I think Sormunen may have to deal with that one before she starts clearing rocks out front.
No. It's my board.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's still ways in there. That outturn is still there.
Yeah, there's those center guards to me are the ones that are a little bit more of the challenge because both the rocks on the far sides are kind of corner guards.
Yeah.
But Aileen wants to control access to this side. Can't blame her on that. Make them change turns. So you probably see Patty go around, try to thread it through with the outturn, or not.
It's just we're gonna start getting you to say the thing that you don't want her to do, and then
Against my better judgment, open my mouth.
Patty thinking, I wouldn't mind controlling access to that forefoot. I'm gonna take this out.
And she does it. Anna coming out with an intern and
Find it, because that's where I always get them and I keep them everywhere. I know.
Maureen and Madison going down to work. Nice nose hit. Now that rock's another 2 feet higher with 2 consecutive hits. Be interesting to see if Aileen shifts to controlling the front.
I don't want to get rid of this.
I would tell her that I would like to get rid of that, but I'm not going to do that.
You guys like that?
She might listen to you. It's just Patty that's giving you trouble.
I think it's so funny because of the sport. Patty's obviously an excellent skip, and she's done so much within her career, and she knows how to win. And it's just it's fun the sport to see the different ways that everybody approaches the game, whether it's to control the front or to always be aggressive going after, or be a defensive team and wait for your opportunities.
And you know, even within the game, as ends develop, you can sort of see, you know, different processes by skips, and they change gears seemingly on the smallest of things, and you know, they really considered here, you know, taking out those ones out front, and they went right sort of back to what they had done the last shot. And so,
Yep.
I think you're right. There's a lot of different ways to win out here.
Yep.
But again, it's about your execution, and that was what she wanted. So, again, kind of controlling out front. Now, we'll see, Patty's kind of looking around. How do I get there? How do I get there?
Yeah.
Is it time?
Yeah, and that port with the outturn, it's there, but
Yeah.
it's certainly not. It's not an easy shot. You got to almost play it like you're playing tight to that far red one and kind of curl in through there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see, when we
Just
put an
like
arrow
that.
there, let's see if that influences her at all. She can't see the arrow, but look at that. Taps right to where we pointed.
Yep.
Amazing. Look at that. Whoa, if she had a rock that big.
Might be tough to get through the port, but it'd be nice for takeouts.
Yep, absolutely. So, not giving a ton of ice here.
Oh, wow. That is, you're absolutely right. That is not much broom.
This ice may have straightened out a bit. It's still on that far red one. It's got to get off it. Yep, a little bit heavy. It's exposed out turn quite a bit more. And Sormunen's going to...
That one really tracked on Marine
Yeah.
with the out turn, and like you said, that, you know, might be a little straighter there.
You got it.
So, Sormunen going to take a little more ice, I think, without the guard there. She tapped as if short would be okay too, so
Let her in. Time.
I don't think they're going to be super aggressive here on the depth.
Okay, well, never mind. That's fine.
Except
Yeah.
this rock's tracking
We're back. Bring
too.
it through.
This might be a fast spot.
All the way. All the way. All the way, Vic. All the way. Yep.
Veteran move there by Patty, letting the other team do the sweeping for her. I like that.
Yeah, this side does appear like it has straightened up from.
Yeah, seems like it's straighter, maybe a little faster than they're expecting, and not fully burying the way you would expect. Brady taking notes.
Mapping the ice.
That's right, playing this sheet next game. So
And then Dave will come in here and he'll scrape it up and
right,
change
getting
it up
all
on me.
getting all messed up on you. This one, the weight looks a little soft.
Need to get this one at least into second count. Don't think they're going to quite get it to shot.
Yep, second count.
Good overhead view of this now. So we got Sormunen Rink biting back 4 foot on the shooter's right-hand side, and we got Patty's Lank's team has got rock right in front of it at the top 8 foot, and then third count is the
You're not
Sormunen
the
Rink.
inside
So
at all, do you?
Starting to get a little dangerous here for Patty.
I don't mind peeling this guard.
Couple of Sormunen rocks in there. Seemingly, you would have access to the stone if they wanted to, but I think they're thinking it's a little early for that. If they do hit and flop open, Patty will have that same draw, so they're going to eliminate this rock first.
you know what? I like this call.
Yep.
Make Patty's team make a real nice shot. Nice double. Maybe tap another
Oh,
rock
look
in.
at this. They get it in? No, not quite, but got
That
things
bounce.
moving.
I like this. This forces Patty to make a nice tap to
Mhm.
try to get in the shot. And, you know, that way you're hoping that you're still going to have some access, because they've got so many rocks up here that they allowed to kind of hang around. And that, for me, the 8th end is a really big end to score. If it's 1, that's fine. If it's 2, that's great. So now Patty may be thinking the same thing. Great end to steal in here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think she's going to go after it here. I think this is tap ice, considering the way that this is tracked.
Yeah, it definitely looks like she wants to play the tap, and I think, you know, I like that call. Get it tapped right onto that rock in the back forefoot, or just even sit it right on the tee line.
You'd love to kind of leave yourself another way in with your next too, if you could. So tapping that sort of frozen and maybe showing half, not the end of the world.
Yep, definitely.
Also can kind of hit this thin and tap almost to the other side of the forefoot.
Yep, hard.
Sweepers are working hard. Looks
Looks
like they're going
light.
to go through.
Oh, I think this is light. Going through the hole. Yeah, I think this was just light out of her hand.
Yep. All right, good sweep.
That one certainly got going a little earlier than the other
Yeah.
rocks, and it was lighter.
Yeah.
But it certainly moved more than Patty was anticipating. Thought maybe Patty's slide was drifting just a little bit, and maybe she kind of fired it back towards the broom. So that didn't surprise me too much. That one kind of snapped on her.
And this way is curling a wee bit.
Aileen's, you know, she's going to try to make the double here and sit 3. This is a very big shot.
Just on the inside, they should both go. Give me a 9.
So Lank has played this end seemingly to try to steal almost the whole end, and last couple shots have come up a bit short.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I liked Aileen's call. She peeled, had the front peeled, forced Patty to make a, you know, a real good shot. And Patty, unfortunately, maybe just a few feet light, and it took off on her. And now Aileen's looking for a hit to, well, didn't get the double.
Double.
But, so Patty's going to have a choice. Do I play the tap again? Or, and she is, or maybe she's playing the draw. But like BA said. So taking the same broom again, Joe. So what do you think? Think she's going to try to draw through the port, or do you think she's playing the tap?
I think the draw's a little easier. That would be what I would suspect here.
That's what Joe Cool would play.
Oh, I don't know what I would play. If I have her ability, I'm throwing through the hole. If it's me, I'm probably doing something really dumb. I'm probably trying to drive that in with way too much weight.
Throw the big high hard one.
Yeah. Give up a bunch. No, I do like the draw. I think you don't want to disturb the one you've got in there, but you would love to maybe even sit second and third here at worst.
Yep, get the wick. Is it heavy? Whoa, then whoa.
This may track in pretty well.
It's looking real good.
But if it sits, it's just got to sit in the back
looks
forefoot.
beautiful. Nice shot, Patty.
Well, that worked out pretty well for Lank. It's fully guarded.
Try for a tap at all? Yeah. I mean, you could do that for 2.
Not worth the risk. Amen. Go with 1.
Great conversation there.
Yeah, may need to give them a job of commentating. Kind of outlined all the dilemma there.
Unless you like the double straight. Is that what you're thinking?
The run? Or you're saying this?
No, I'm thinking. What do you guys think?
You want to call it time?
Maybe. We still have a lot of time, right? There's kind of a big spread here. Yeah, this is hard. Yeah, let's just play this.
Okay.
Yeah, just get our one. They look closer.
You like this, Eileen?
Yeah.
So she's going to play the draw to the button. She's got a little bit of backing if the line's there. So
Not a lot of risk here other than not getting through the hole, but
Yeah, just got to avoid being wide and
Wide and
tapping
heavy,
that
yeah.
yellow one. Yeah, but just be looking for a nice draw to the tee line.
so Sormunen looking to just scoot through the hole, get her one.
Whoa! Got it, girl. Okay, go. Whoa. Nothing, 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 nothing.
Still
No,
straight out
no.
there, and they
Here it comes. No.
need to get off
No.
that guard. Still on the
No.
guard, still on the guard.
She's looking real good to me. If she's got enough weight.
Hard. Yep, hard. Hard.
Just redirects off of that yellow. Do they get enough? I don't think so. I think that might be yellow.
Oof, that is close.
I'm 1 for 1 on call so far, Brady. I'm just letting you know.
You are?
Yep. So I think this is yellow. That's what I'm going to go with. Even though our angle's not great, we're behind the house a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely looks like from this camera angle, I have to agree with you that it's yellow. I'm not betting against you.
All right. And we're about 6 feet back from the center of the house, so
Well, based on the
Ooh.
trajectory then.
they're
you know,
saying it's red. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sort of looking from the angle I have, and it's not a great angle. It's better than our camera angle, but if I were going to guess, I'd still guess yellow.
just to create some controversy, I'm guessing red.
All right. I like it. Ryan says he's going blue. He's never wrong.
I do think from the camera angle, though, I would have to say it looks like yellow all day from here. But, you know, you're coming in at an angle.
Yep.
Just creates a little bit of an illusion, so.
Now, we love our camera angles, except for this. We'll see if the official gets right over it and we don't see anything or not.
Then we'll just have to believe him.
Yeah.
Is this Ken measuring?
I think it is Ken. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
Oh, I
close.
don't know. It's red. Ah, perfect record gone. Only took 2. A great shot by Sormunen. A nice call on the redirect there. Gets her 1, and now she leads 4-3 going into the 9th end.
That was well done, though. I mean, the communication, they knew they needed to go. You know, Tara was saying, gotta wait for line, whoa, whoa. And, you know, they waited until the last possible second that they thought they could. They barely rub it, redirect it, and get it by, you know, a very
Fraction.
small amount.
Fraction. Is your club considering replacing its current stones? USA Curling, in partnership with the World Curling Federation, offers all member clubs the opportunity to purchase brand new or high-quality refurbished stones from Kays of Scotland at cost over a 5-year payment period. For more information on this exciting program, contact USCA Curling Director of Growth and Development, Kim No Win, and you can reach her at the USCA Curling office. So let's take a quick scan around the scoreboard. Brady, looking fly, Brady.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. You guys are killing me. I didn't know we were going to be on TV here. No, web streaming.
So Christensen now has a 6-2 lead over McCormick. Let's see, Brown has a 5-3 lead over Burt. Roth 5-3 over Moulton, and Wapola is now leading 4-3 over Vichai, and that game's turned around quite a bit since the last time I checked.
It started off 3-0, and
Yep.
now
Yep.
was battled back into that game and taking a 1-point lead.
Yep, they blanked the last end, so they're in the 8th.
Gotta go!
all these games significantly behind, again, where we are in the feature game. So we're going to get our choice of games to look at after this is over.
So and Aileen calls a guard to start off this end. She wants to make sure that there's a force this end, you know. She'd love to force the one, come home with the hammer in the 10th end. You know, giving up 2 isn't the end of the world. If you're down 1 with the hammer, certainly a nice strong position to be in and on great ice like this.
So Patty decides to draw around that stone. That's sort of the John Schuster strategy that we watched previous draw over here when John was on sheet A. He had many opportunities where they came around stones that were out front early.
Not even there.
That one certainly got going a little bit on Vicky, and gonna line up those 2 rocks. And you know, when they get frozen up like that, it's certainly gonna be interesting to see which way Patty wants to go. Do you go around that? Do you go out to the wing? And you know, look to, do you want to be up? Do you want to be down 1 with the hammer, or do you want to try to play for a position to be up 1 without? And you know, that comes down to a team preference thing.
Yeah, I really do like.
Those are double peelable, right?
See, I like coming around like she's talking about here. I think, like the idea there that those are staggered, and it's going to take a rock to remove them, and sort of waste things. Then you're already sitting 2 in the house. If you chose, you can then guard that up, try to play for a 3. I don't know. What do you think?
I like that. I like that reasoning a lot. I mean, you go around, get to the top 4, full 4 foot. You know, what is? They have to follow you down. I think. I don't think they can chase their front. So
yeah, they may take one crack at kind of double peeling those out, and then they're sort of committed to either single peeling and giving up a 3, or they're going to have to follow you down at some point.
Yeah. You know, the other shot is just to draw a way out to the wing and hope that they chase you, and you hopefully that you can exchange rocks, and maybe you get fairly simple too. So sometimes when you adjust strategies and you say, I'm going to go, let's go for 3, and then all of a sudden you get forced to 1 or they steal 1 on you. So.
And unfortunately, this rock is sort of in that in-between zone. They couldn't sweep it all the way back, and they wound up a little behind the tee line. So that's the danger of going after it here. And Peterson's looking to pop this through with backline weight and a little sweeping help. It's hanging out a bit. Gonna get all a nose. Spin out just a bit. So not a ton of damage here for Patty. Patty can now kind of hit and flop in a bit.
Yeah, if Patty can get a nice hit and roll under there, it's going to be
really, really tough.
So
we're not getting quite the same swing we were getting before. But this has been that turn. It's just hung, and on every hit almost, it seems like they're not crossing where they want to.
Yeah, that one decided to move.
Yeah, Anna got that one going. She gets by the guard. She nudges the second. Oh. And nudges that one out, just touching the center line. Let's see what Eileen decides to do.
I don't know if you heard Patty, but I think that's a veteran move. You know, when as a skip, you know, she says, "My fault," even if it wasn't her fault, because Anna's got another rock, and just let her clear her mind that, hey, you know what, even if I threw it bad, you know, she took ownership, and I like that. Just keeps the shooter hopefully staying positive and go back and just deliver the next one and make it. So Tara's going to look to wrap around here and get top 4.
I find it's my fault quite a bit when I'm skipping.
Wow. I know the feeling, Joe. I know the feeling.
Oh, man, this is deep. They needed this one to stop out front. Patty's there to try to sweep it back. It's going to be second shot rock, but it's really a rock that's helping Patty quite a bit. That's hit and flop is still there.
She gets to throw the same shot again. Now there's one less guard right there.
Mm-hmm.
Broom goes back pretty close to the same spot. Maybe a couple extra inches she's given her.
Yep. It lets Anna know just maybe you got to throw this a little more positive push.
Yeah. It's pretty
Sorta
big
like
on this
that.
ice. Yep.
This one is tracking pretty well. Is it going to hang or get the little flop? No flop. So a little bit more. They swept it out just to be sure, and then it didn't come back. But Lank sitting 1. That rock in the back in a jammable spot.
You can sweep.
Monica coming up, throwing third rocks here, and she's going to be looking for that nice hit and roll. First team to make that hit and roll could definitely be the team that scores this end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull then. 11. Pull.
Of course, there's still a lot of rocks to come.
Yeah.
Roll up.
But with a double stacked guard like that,
This
got to be
this
careful
is
not to jam
dangerous.
that.
I think they're trying to sweep to miss it now. It didn't happen. They hit it over the top. That works too.
Well called
Yeah.
on plan B.
Had to hit it thin there when it wasn't going to get under. So, but it doesn't get out. Let's check our Twitter universe here. Always a pleasure to hear my former skip in the broadcast booth. Got a future in the biz, kid. The talent. Hashtag the talent. Steve
I'll
Lundeen.
tell you what, people are being a little too nice to me today. Hopefully the good luck continues in our game tonight, or starts. You know, I'm feeling it up in the booth. I'm pretty
That's
sure
good. That's good.
Dean better watch out. Him and his micro sponsors coming after him.
You know, to be fair, Dean did call a game before you, so
And he
powers
got lucky,
may be
probably.
even.
Well, you know, he got lucky after that game, I'm sure.
All right,
so
all right.
just go with me here. It's
I'm
one
I'm
game.
willing to hang with you here. Oh, I like this a lot.
Yeah,
If it's got the right weight, this is beautiful.
Keep it in front of the tee line, though.
Oh, that's. Oh, did they sweep
Well
it too
done.
much?
Oh, well.
Oh, really nice shot.
Nicely done.
This is stacking up to be a dangerous situation here for Sormunen. Petty's first, third, and fourth now.
Yeah, and Monacan really needs a big shot here. Come down, just follow that down, freeze on that rock. Just the sweeper's got to be careful not to chap off of it. They can't afford to be heavy here.
No.
It could be painful.
Line to hack.
Uh-oh.
Chip
Uh-oh.
it.
It's heavy for
Stay off
sure.
it.
Go hard, Eileen.
Oh, boy. Patty there to try to sweep it back. Is it third shot now? I'm sorry, fourth shot.
Yeah, I think it's fourth
Excuse me,
shot.
Fourth shot. So Patty's sitting 1, 3, and 5 now. Looking at maybe some sort of double.
So now if you're Patty, do you just draw in there with the out turn or the in turn and try to kind of take away one of the sides?
Yeah.
Or do you go play the double in the back and try to sit 4? I mean, I
They've
don't know.
decided to call timeout here.
I like the timeout call.
Yeah, I do too. I think you want to talk this one over. Probably the most important shot of this game.
Let them sit on top of us to cut us down, right? Force us to 1.
Pretty hard. Should be bumping it.
And we don't want to give them the double, I guess. Okay.
If you can make a firm hit there, if you can make a nice hit with the heel and bounce that over,
And I'll play the intern at it.
with the in-turn.
Just get a nice roll over. Okay.
I mean, she doesn't.
We'll see if Pete gets close enough that we can hear the
She's got
conversation.
freeze. But then that's cutting our scoring distance, so.
Save that. I just don't want to break. I want to fix something that isn't broken, you know?
But with that double, is she just going to freeze on top of us and force us to 1?
Like she just threw this. Should I have her come in there again, or should I have her come around here and? I don't.
Like, what if
I
we
don't-
put it top 12?
I don't think I want to come this way.
Does it curl enough at the out turn? You could come, yeah, you can do top 12, right?
Top 12 or top 4? I just got to do
Because then I give her the double and she picks it off.
Right,
So
yeah.
either I'm going in right on top of it, or I'm leaving it, or I go, yeah.
Well, what I'm thinking though too is what if What if we come here so they can on top of it?
Then she can get it. She can still play the double.
Okay.
Yeah, either way, there's no jam. They both go.
Do I just take this away?
I don't know.
Pete, you got 20 seconds to tell us.
I think that'd be fine. It's like if she makes that perfect draw,
Then we're forced to win in stealing.
If he doesn't, we're taking four.
it's been tough taking that shot.
Okay, so intern?
If you want to come on top, I don't mind throwing that this way.
Yeah. I don't mind that either.
And save the double
And
for
save
me.
the double for later.
Save the double for me.
Okay.
Pete Stolt providing his input as the coach. You know, also the husband of Marines. Stolt played with Pete back in 1999 in juniors. He's just a really nice guy, owner of Shot Rock Curling Supplies, and he's just a really nice guy. He didn't want to have too strong of an opinion. It almost seemed like he's, either shot or really
He's a good
worked.
husband in that way.
I'm going to steer clear of that one.
So I like this call. I love the intern draw around here. I think playing that double or hit and roll, not only is it maybe unnecessary at this point, these are rocks in the back of the house, but there's no guarantee you're going to make that. I do like the idea of a lot of the misses on this intern draw are good misses.
She just threw this shot, and and she made it well. I really like this shot as well. Even if you leave a little piece out in case they wrap around with the outturn, you might have a little angle smash in there. So this one, got to wait for this one as long as they can, but they got to get one too.
Oh, doesn't wind up second stone, but it cut off that intern freeze that they were most concerned about.
Yeah, and the angles probably, if they try to play the double, they could go over the top of it and jam back on that back red one.
Really open up a big end. So still a very dangerous situation for Sormunen.
Then you're really in trouble.
She may have to play the
Still
outturn
second.
freeze right to the outturn side, or at least get to the forefoot.
I like that. Just because we're two, so we just can't bounce off.
I like that comment. She already is pointing it out. Hey, we can't afford to bounce. Need to stay in front of it. Even if she's just gets third count, that's fine.
Yeah, any kind of bounce here leaves Patty with a chance to
Gotta
double
be-
that one
gotta
off
be
the
happy.
back
Gotta
and
be-
get a really
Gotta
big
be
end
tough
into
down
play.
there, though.
Sweepers come down to take a look. They want to see what's going on, but they
Kind
stay
of
out of
go.
the strategy conversation.
How about a little less?
Okay.
Good front end. Always sweep the path of their skip. Meanwhile, as we've been discussing this game, the Sheet B is over. Erica Brown maintaining her perfect record here. 8-3 win over Kate Burt. Puts Erica at 5-0.
Line's good.
Can't hurt it.
Top of the field, and
I got
they look like
room.
they're playing real well out there, and they're
Stay close,
winning
Will.
games. Maybe even when they
Come in.
haven't had the greatest game, it seems like they're just finding ways to win.
Yep.
Yep.
This has got to go.
Hurry!
Hard! Hard! Get by!
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Nudges. Sits. Maybe fifth shot? That's what I'm counting.
I would say fifth shot, and so
So
the double, and I think that Patty would be sitting 4, but then she's going to have an easy tap into the button. So
yeah.
you either got to play that tap that Marines rock over on our right side, or you can take away that red tap potentially.
She makes a double, there's thing too then.
Like, but if I nose this,
Well, you have to get a little inside. It might jam on the back one, but
I don't know if I like
Hitting,
hitting this red one.
it's kind of
Sorry,
dangerous.
remember the double?
Yeah. I really like the tap on the one more in through.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd be inclined to do too, but
But, you know, Patty's got a different way, and if she makes it, she's in great shape. She'll have cut off pretty much both paths to the freeze.
Patty lining up with the out turn and, you know, having a quick conversation. Team's talking about it. Setting up and got the weight discussed with the sweepers. Sweepers are ready. Sweepers are right off out of hand. Always makes me nervous. I always want to see the brooms down.
Whoa! Yep!
Oh, it made a move. Is she going to clip the guard? No, gets it by.
Oh, and she bumps it into. I possibly. Ooh, no, I don't think so. I was going to say that she might have bumped it in to sit second count, but she opened it up a little bit. That's the unfortunate part by bumping and rolling over. And she's going to give Aileen a free access to come down and just freeze on it, force her to 1.
Yep.
And potentially she could tap. If the line's perfect, she could tap it and sit shot and make the world really difficult for Patty.
Same thing.
Not much said on this shot. Found that interesting. Just kind of quiet when they got down there.
Yep. So
Not a lot
sort
to
of
say.
said same shot, and they were trying to freeze down to it before. Now, I think they have a little more space down than they did before, so.
Give her a little more broom. You want to see those sweepers cleaning, and then at the end, just pull it right to where it needs to go if the line's there.
We're nowhere near
Just
it.
can't
This
bump.
looks heavy.
No.
Maureen's there to try to tap it through. Looks like it's going to be a draw for 2.
Draw with a little bit of backing, and she just needs
Is
to
there
hit
any
forefoot.
way to nose this and go for 3?
You know, it's probably there for doubling those 2 off the back and get 4.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where, you know, play the percentages. You got to look at the plus minus. I would be
It
nervous.
might not be there.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
be nervous that I'd potentially knock my yellow one out
Right.
and get a little narrow, and that'd be something I'd probably do. You know? I want my 4. Just take your 2 and be happy.
Yeah. She can take her 2 and come home up 1 in the 10th if this rock sits in the forefoot.
Full 4.
Sweepers cleaning,
No
saying
backing
full
yet.
4. Marines got
No
coaching them.
backing. Line's getting better. Yep, can't hurt
This
it.
might be a
Can't
little
hurt it.
heavy
Got the backing.
too.
Yeah, looks like she's got some backing there,
No
and
bump off though.
pretty clear down for their.
Nice judge, ladies. Nice shot, Patty. 2.
Nice weight.
Right to the button.
Yep, no problem.
So 5-4 Lank. After 9 ends, going into the 10th end, Aileen's coming home in a position, having the hammer and going for your 2 to win the game.
Yeah, at no point in this game has Lank led until now. So, got to feel good. You've kind of battled back into this, and now you've got a lead coming home.
Yeah, it has been a real battle, this game has. It's just kind of back and forth. There's been a few opportunities missed, but there's also been some great shots. And, you know, I love seeing the communication on different teams and the chemistry. And these teams just both seem to really be working well together. Not a lot of dissension, you know. I mean, you're 3-1. I guess why would there be dissension?
Right.
It's usually when you're 1-3 or 0-4 when you start to feel that. But yeah, it will be interesting to see. Patty's going to probably call top 4, even though I'm against my better judgment and predicting what she might do. So probably put up a guard.
Yeah,
because I said
center
that.
guard's coming for sure.
And we'll
So,
probably see a guard from there.
Championship events provide USCA members with the opportunity to challenge themselves and connect with curlers from around the country and, in some cases, the world. But these events would not be possible without our timing and on-ice officials. Consider experiencing the excitement of championship games from the ice level by becoming a USCA certified Level 1 or Level 2 official. The real curling night in America, watching 2015 Nats, plenty of provisions on hand.
There you go. All stocked up and ready.
Yep, we got that next game, 8 o'clock, Brady Clark, Dean Gemmel.
Should be a good game. You know, I think we might need to start like the Brown Fencing Cup for the East Coast, West Coast
I like
battle.
that. I like that. What do you make there? Like a giant microphone. That's what I think it ought to be.
Dean would enjoy that for sure.
Well, maybe TESN can sponsor some sort of trophy being made. I don't know if you've seen the trophy we've made in our league. It's very reminiscent of the Fencing Brown Cup.
Nice.
It's made of duct tape and some mixing bowls and popcorn bowls.
Wow.
All wrapped together in a nice, comfy package.
It sounds like a.
It's glorious.
No, it sounds great.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird not having the Brown Fencing, battle here. Having Pete now being a coach and, running around. You see Pete obviously still, but it's just weird to not see him out there, battling and going for the national championships. He's just been a staple of our national championship for so many years.
It's good to get his experience on the coaching staff. But you're right. I mean, now who owns the cup now is the real question, and do they get to keep it forever?
I am interested in that question too.
We'll have to ask Pete when he gets up here.
Definitely.
Pete's going to be calling a game or two for us a little later in the draw. Meanwhile, we got some real interesting things happening here. That Lank stone somehow snuck through all that stuff and is mostly buried. Back button. Brady nodding at the different calls here. They can't see that you're nodding, Brady.
I know, but
what is it that you're telling them that they ought to be doing?
I wanted her to deal with this rock. Play a soft weight hit and stick. If you get the double, great. Play for a reasonably conservative two. Taking your one is not the end of the world. You can steal in the last end. She was talking about going around the corner.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, if you do that, Patty's going to guard that up and could get real dicey. So I like this call. It forces Patty to, deal with your rock, or I think it does.
Yeah, that didn't move quite out far enough. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think Patty still plays the hit and probably rolls over.
It's not fair when you watch her put the broom down and then make the motion. You have to predict it beforehand, Brady.
I'll work on that.
All right.
It's working for Patty, though.
No, absolutely.
They're up 5-4, so.
I like this. You hit, you roll open, sit two, take play away from that guard. Unfortunately.
Real nice
hit.
A real nice hit.
Yeah, it works out well.
That one, and Aileen's going to stick with that strategy. Play a little double, and the main goal here is get rid of one rock, stick around. You can't afford to hit and roll out here, so I'm sure she's probably throwing a reasonably control hit weight, and if you get the double, great. But most important thing I think here is just stick. Tara coming down, got a real nice delivery, nice clean release. The rock's hanging on her a little bit.
Might get it over the top.
Hard, Eileen, hard. Great shot.
Not quite out, but
a nice shot.
Yeah, moves it off the forefoot.
She's gonna force Patty to go up and play on this. Try to double him off, and if she doesn't get it, game on. You're playing for you too.
Yep. Critical shot here. Almost a must make by Anna.
Yep. Coming out with an in-turn and.
Haven't touched this yet.
The spot's been straight a few times earlier in the game. I thought real straight. I thought we had a flash there earlier in the game. Yeah.
Big miss there by Anna Bauman. And
Yeah, just to it.
Sormunen looked to freeze.
Actually, out of my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the hit and stick. You know, sit your 2.
Yeah.
Let them decide if they want to come around that corner. I guess you can freeze too, but I like bringing that rock into the top 12 in the play.
Yeah, I like the hit too. You know, so long as you don't roll out. Nice controllable weight.
Yep.
You know, you try to freeze, you wind up a little short. Your guarding shot rock.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Hurry!
They're going hard.
Boy, they gotta
Trying
go
to hold
keep
that one.
this. It's gonna roll out of play.
Yep. And so that's gonna, allow Lank to go back up and call for Marine to play that same shot that Anna just had track on her, or she could come around it.
Marine wants to hit something. Patty tapped for the draw.
Marine playing 82% this game and having a real nice game. So you see Patty really has tightened up the broom here in comparison to what she had for Anna.
Oh, lost it a bit. Picks it off, but leaves that stone sitting in the top 12. So if you're Sormunen, you're guarding, I guess.
I wonder if it's too early for this.
Brady's shaking his head. No, it's not too early.
I think either way. I think either shot's fine. I think I would
call their
split the
timeout.
house.
Yeah. Brady, they don't know that you're telling them what to do. You're okay. You can say your opinion here.
I don't want to tell them too much because, they're winning more than I am. So what am I to say?
It's true.
Sometimes it's good to have an opinion, but you know what people say about opinions. Not everybody wants to hear it.
I think they value your opinion just fine.
Yeah, I think, they certainly, I like playing the guard a lot of times. I think where this one is, let's listen in to see what Scott says. Scott's a wealth of knowledge, and I love listening to him.
Yeah. We do the split. They hit one, try to roll.
Even if she ends up like nosing this, then we can come around it too.
Yeah. Or if she flies, we can come around it too. Even if it doesn't work out.
Way back, or you can just try
Like
to
up
Be
here.
sure.
even and stay right up there.
Yeah.
Or
what
back
if she
here.
draws around though?
Either or.
Point for it up there, and
Yeah, I like it up here better.
then if it is going a little deep, you can take it back.
Okay.
But you like the split?
I think so.
Sounds good.
That's almost exactly what I was thinking, so Scott agreed with me. I'll give him his $20 later.
As we mentioned, the Sormunen rink's been listening to you pretty well.
Yeah.
Just Patty just does not like your calls at all.
I can't blame her.
All right. You got it. We can sweep.
Sam Chandler heading to Nats early because of yet another storm in Boston.
Good call, Sam. Getting out of Boston early and taking another day off of work. He's coming to cheer on Monica.
Monica, who probably
and
has the
crew.
worst travel history of any curler I know. Gets stuck in more airports and more places.
Yep. Those of you that go traveling, try to avoid traveling. If Monica's going there, probably don't. It sounds like
Yeah.
she has a lot of travel delays. It's
Okay, we're okay.
quite funny. Although you would have good company, Monica's a very nice
Oh, yeah.
person, and so
This is nicely
some-
done
some-
here.
some perfect split.
Two perfectly placed rocks. I think what they were sort of counting on is that Patty'd hit the higher one.
Except they put them even, so now she's got to play a hit and roll
Yeah.
all the way across the house. I mean, you're talking about, an 8-foot hit and roll to maybe 8 to 10 foot, kind of based on the angle. So those are not easy shots.
No.
Marine's going to want to definitely take one out. It's really important if they can stick around and at least, force them to make a shot. But that one just didn't want to come back for her and probably put the rock back in the same spot.
You got it.
And you see the DOD down at the bottom of the screen. You see Monica's shooting 74%. Her degree of difficulty, so that's the statisticians are just reaching out, and they're based on how difficult each shot is. It starts at 1, and it can go up from there. But you see their degree of difficulty in general has been pretty low. They've kept this game fairly simple. Both teams have. They've had some tougher shots, but in general it's been fairly simple. And so it's good to see the girls playing pretty reasonable.
This one's a little deeper.
And that's okay. They kind of stagger the angle, make it really tough, and make Patty decide if she's going to play the hit and roll on the right-hand side or not.
Just take a look at those statistics, and you can see Sormunen playing a little bit simpler shots, but not by a lot. The percentages are pretty close, and that's why Lank's just got a 1-point lead here.
Yeah, it's it's really interesting when you see the stats and when you see shooters start to get up around 1.8, 1.9, 2.0. You really start to see in general their stats start to come down because their degree, if they average out to that high, because that many tough shots in a row makes it difficult. So Patty's electing to play the freeze here. I like this call, Joe. I think the thin double just was like an Al Hackner type shot. So you play the freeze if you get close. You make them either play a hit and stick right on top of it, or you can or they may peel it out. So
line on this looks really good.
Might be over curling just a little. Moving hard at the end and
still sits for shot rock. Lane's going to have to deal with it.
I mean, I don't want to be right there. Let's just sit right on
Lane's having a solid game, 86%. They can either just peel this out or hit and roll over to the side, and either way. I don't mind sticking around. If you can stick around, whether it's in the 4-foot or whatever, if Patty freezes, if she doesn't get it absolutely perfect, you can blast it out and lose both rocks, and you still got your 2 for the win. So if she can stick around, I think she'll want to here.
I mean, if nothing else, just get rid of it.
And we have handshakes over on sheet A as Christensen defeats Debbie McCormick 7-4.
Yeah, and that advances Christensen up to 4-1, puts Debbie down to 2-3, puts Debbie in a real tough road ahead of her, and positions Christensen real well for the rest of the week.
Yeah, McCormick had a good day yesterday with 2 wins. Follows it up with 2 losses today. Gonna have to snap back pretty quick tomorrow.
Whoa!
Debbie knows how to do that. She's been here, done that, and I'm sure she'll have the team ready for tomorrow. So
hits, rolls.
So now Patty's got a predicament. Do you play the same shot?
Yep.
Or do you come over to one that's got partially a guard that could come into play and force Aileen to a different turn? So
just looking to play the come around, it looks like. That's
absolutely another option.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least that's what Maureen is pointing out. If you can get most of the 8-foot around that guard, you can cut out all 3 of these stones. Maybe force some sort of run back.
Big shot for Patty. She's elected to change the turn. She's going to go over to that in-turn side and see what the sweepers think of it right out of hand.
Gotta be full 8.
This looks a little hot. Now they're sweeping it though.
Line's real good. Whoa, take a look.
Looks like they may be a little deep to me, but
uh-oh, this is in between.
It might have been a tweener.
A little too far. Nope. Holds up. The 8-foot.
Wow, so now Aileen's got to play a little draw down to it and tap it back.
Yeah, got it mostly covered.
I don't even think she has to throw back line.
Sorry.
I think it'll curl enough anyway.
I think so too.
I think just back line.
Just back line, just to tap it. You don't have to move it too far. A third? Okay.
As we had discussed that these other games
Is this your intern?
were so far behind,
Okay.
they're going to finish just about the same time this one does.
They sped up.
Yeah,
We
they must
slowed
have
down.
seen their time clocks running down and they're starting to get ready in the hack.
Like back line? Yeah, but if we tick that top and roll in, that's fine too. And we can.
So she's going to throw back line. We'll see quickly out of hand what the sweepers think. Love these shots. Pressure, you know, get the nerves going. Make sure she just kind of controls that.
Everybody's real aware on these types of shots.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's looking pretty good.
Certainly
All the way
looking
hard,
very
yep,
good.
Yep. Yep.
I'd say
Hold
whoa.
up, hold up, hold up.
I'd say whoa.
Wait only.
Good enough.
Absolutely. Perfect shot. And
Eileen's going to wind up
executes
with
with
4 there and win this game 8-5. We've got a single stone left for each team over on sheet D. Nina Roth with a 6-5 lead and the hammer. Jordan Moulton trying to get a stone in a better position. She's got one in the back 8 that's wide open. Nina Roth just has to hit it and remove it. She's got a counter in the top 12 second shot.
Fully.
Nope, she's not even going to hit. She's just gonna draw. So it's not exactly fully open, I guess. That might be the best way of putting that. It wasn't exactly fully open.
yeah, she can use it as backing if she
Yep.
needs to. She just throws the draw to the forefoot. Let the sweepers make the shot. And
410 still.
you hear that again, you know, the 410 still. So, you know, obviously the ice is continuing to hold up, and it's good to see. Jamie Sinclair holding the broom in the house. Vice skip. Nina coming out. Little wobble there.
Line's
Good
good.
recovery, and sweepers back right
Clear.
off.
Line's good. No, gotta move. Gotta move for that. Gotta move. Gotta move.
Gonna be close. Looks like it should be good.
It's well done there. Nina Roth with a single point is going to win this game 7-5 and improve her record to 3-2. Drop Jordan Moulton down to 1-4. That is going to conclude our draw here for the 4 p.m. draw. Brady, thanks so much for joining us here in the booth. It's been a pleasure as always.
It's always a pleasure. Appreciate both what both BA and Joe do, and so thank you guys for all your work and all your sleepless nights here. Well, what are you guys doing? 18-hour days about now?
Something like that. Yeah, we're not getting much sleep, but it's all because we love doing this, and we do appreciate all, like I said, your talents coming up here before your game. We do appreciate. We'll get you out of here. Thanks so much. I'm going to sign off. This is Joe Calabrese alongside Brady Clark and B.A. Brian Anderson for TSN and USACurl.org. We're out of here. We'll see you at 8 o'clock. It's Gemmel versus Clark. Come on back.